Good evening from Texas Motor Speedway. We're at Texas tonight with Real Sim Racing League, and I'll tell you what, everybody's here, including Guy Snyder, your points leader, Landon Huffman. We'll talk about him here in just a little bit. His claim to fame came from Martinsville a couple of weeks back. But Rick, Texas Motor Speedway. Now we've been watching all week here. Caution average running around 5 cautions here at Texas. So and turn 4 could be an issue here tonight.
Well, I don't know about that caution thing there. It all depends on what kind of drivers are out there on the track. I know our league ran here the other night. We had a handful of cautions that were given out at this track, but tough track to tame. It's got a lot of tricky spots to it. That turn 2 can definitely be tricky there, JD. And, of course, turn 4 coming out of that corner, that wall wants to stick out and smack that car as it goes by.
All right, tell you what, in the booth with me tonight, you just heard him, Rick the Law Dog Donathan, calling the action from pit road tonight. Going to be Michael the Batman Keaton. Ron Day will be along here in just a little while. And, of course, Magic Fingers himself, John the Bad Boy Westling. He'll be working your cameras for you tonight, doing an awesome job like he does every week. But let's go back to Martinsville here, Rick, for just a minute or two. Let's talk about Landon Huffman. Now, that cat led 140 laps out of 200 2 weeks ago.
I tell you what, he is a force to be reckoned with. Very good driver. You know I've talked to him a couple times down there in the pit. He explained to me about trying to make the races, bouncing back and forth, helping other guys on their late models and so forth. But I tell you what, he's definitely going to be the one to keep your eyeballs on today. I believe he's probably going to be running up front here.
I'll tell you what, Landon Huffman currently sitting third in the points here at Real Sim Racers. Why don't we go ahead and take him down through the points? We'll let everybody know who's who and who's where here at Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series. Starting out at the top up here, Guy Snyder. Now, he's been occupying this top seat up here for quite some time, 226 points to the good side. But sitting in second place, guys, Scott Brotherton. Move him up a notch. He shares that throne with Guy Snyder. We'll count him as the number 2 spot, Rick.
Well, I'll tell you what, JD, in third spot, you've got Landon Huffman. Again, we just said you're probably going to see him running up front today, and if he can run enough laps, he's only 6 points behind the leader. And get a couple of those bonus points, get on up there, lead this race, win this race. He could be up there in second place at the end of this race. Now, as in fourth place, we've got John Higman Jr. that's only 16 points behind the leader, JD.
And sitting 22 points behind the leader in the number 5 spot. Right in the middle here is going to be Adam Roberts. Adam coming in with a top 5, 6 top 10 finishes here. So he does have a good performance record. John Gregorio, he's sitting in 6th position, guys. He's 30 points off the lead, and we're going to pay a little bit special attention to him tonight. He's driving a March of Dimes car, so we're going to give him a little bit extra time here tonight. But John Gregorio sitting in 6th, guys, 30 points off the lead.
Tell you what, we got 7th, we've got Chad Cole, 32 points behind the leader, and in 8th, John Abbott, and with 38 points behind the leader.
And Joey Gattina sitting in the 9th position, guys. He's 43 points off the lead up here, coming into Texas with 3 top 10 finishes. He's looking pretty good. And then, of course, bringing up the top 10 up here, Keith Brooks Jr. He's got a top 10 finish. He's 49 points behind the leader. But I'll tell you what, there's a whole lot of races coming our way yet here on ETV Live with Real Sim Racing League. So the point spread really don't mean a whole lot quite yet. But I tell you what, every point does count. We're at a tough track tonight, and let's take it down to pit road to Michael, the Batman Keaton. I tell you what, Mike, what can we expect on tires and fuel here at Texas tonight?
Well, expect these guys to run anywhere from 55 to possibly 65 laps on a fuel tank run. But tires are really going to be the key here at Texas, guys. Like Law Dog Rick said earlier, getting that car to come out of 4 the way you want it, you're going to have to dial that thing in, and that means using those tires up pretty early. So expect these guys to probably short pit their pits, but also, too, taking advantage of any kind of caution that comes out. You'll see these guys come in and get 4 fresh tires. So a lot to be looking at in pit road tonight.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, Texas Motor Speedway, mile-and-a-half track, built in 1995. And the first race, I believe, was held on February 29th, 1996. $250 million here. And, you know, this is one of the fastest tracks on the circuit, guys. So we're looking at speeds approaching 200 miles an hour plus at the end of the straightaway on the front stretch going into turn one. So I'll tell you what, looking for some fast action from Texas here tonight, Rick.
Tell you what, JD, you're going to get some fast action here tonight, that's for sure, especially with these real sim racers. You're going to get side-by-side, door-to-door, bumper-to-bumper action coming at you tonight. These guys are heck of some drivers, and tell you what, I think we're going to see something pretty cool tonight. Don't know what it is, but I just got that feeling. But I do want to take a few moments out to welcome some of our folks in here. Doug Roth is in the room with us here tonight, and of course Kayla. Kayla, don't you leave your computer. You better stay glued to this thing and keep up with what's going on. We saved you one time before. Give a shout out to Hopper there and Mr. Mike Whitehead, and of course Mama D. I'm going to tell you what, that peach cobbler sure is good.
All right, and tell you what, let's go ahead and take it on down trackside to Cactus Cooties to present our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway, and tell you what, I think I hear some engines starting to fire up down there as we get ready to get this thing rolling here, guys. Now, starting out on the pole here tonight is going to be Chad Cole as he gets ready to pull his machine out to the lineup out here. And John Gregorio starting in 22nd in second position in the 23 car.
Tell you what, in the third spot there, JD, we got the number 10, John Abbott, and in fourth, we've got the number 94, Jeff Addison.
R.J. Williams, who led 35 of the 200 laps at Martinsville 2 weeks ago, guys. R.J. Williams will be starting in fifth position in that number 21 machine. Outside him in sixth is going to be Steve Ritter in that 16 car.
And started on the inside in seventh spot, that number 75, Landon Huffman. On the outside in eighth, number 83, Jay Horton.
David Lanza in the 33 car starting ninth on the inside. Outside him in 10th position, the 41, Chalmers Parker.
Starting 11th on the inside, number 14, Joey Gatina. And starting 12th on the outside, number 27, Guy Snyder, your points leader.
Greg Netherwood starting in 13th position on the inside, number 43. Outside him in 14th, the 88, Adam Roberts.
Starting 15th, number 47, Eric Arnold. And starting 16th on the outside, number 3, Scott Brotherton.
And starting 17th, Chad Schilling in the 18 car. In the 5 car, in 18th on the outside, Bill Schoonover.
Starting 19th on the inside, number 70, Jason Elrod. In 20th, number 31 on the outside, Chris Westerfield.
Rob Bowling starting 21st in the 44 car. Outside him in 22nd, the number 60, John Higman Jr.
Starting 23rd, number 85, Nathan Bowers. And starting 24th, number 65, Ed Williams Jr.
Patrick Cahill, he'll be starting in 25th position in that number 56 machine. Starting outside him in 26th, number 34, Chris Beck.
And starting 27th, number 76, Keith Brooks Jr., 28th, number 69, Joseph Hayes, and finishing out the field there, 29th spot, number 98, Stephen Herron.
All right, tell you what, we're getting ready to get this thing rolling here. John Gregorio up here with Chad Cole on the front line up here. We'll see who's going to get to the to turn 1 first here. And I'll tell you what, you know, looking for some loose issues probably to start with here the first 3 or 4 laps. Guys, got to get these tires heated up here a little bit. And if you're stuck down there on the bottom, it might get a little bit loose on you, Rick, as we get this thing going now. Chad Cole picking up the green flag as we're racing here at Texas Motor Speedway. John Gregorio just a little bit short on the throttle there as Chad Cole gets a huge jump on the field, guys.
I'll tell you what, Jay. I don't know if they got work on the accelerator there or if Chad Cole just got a heck of a good start and just took off without those guys really expecting him to. But heck of a start he's got there. As he going into turn 3 and 4, got a good entry, and coming out of 4 there looks pretty good as well.
You bet. Moving back down through the field here, guys. Pretty much too wide. Get back here to 7th position. Jay Horton on the top, driving for Huffman Racing, as he lets looks like Steve Ritter going by him for 8th position down here. But Huffman Racing vehicles, that team out here, guys, pretty identifiable by those. What is that? Aqua and orange. What color would you call that anyway?
I tell you what, JD, when I look at it, it just reminds me of the Miami Dolphins. Does that say anything?
Yeah. I tell you what, you can see them a mile away. Maybe that's the whole point of those paint jobs. Speaking of paint jobs, guys, tell you what, I know it's a little bit early, but why don't we go ahead and move on up to the number 23 machine. John Gregorio up here with a special paint job tonight, March of Dimes. So I'm not quite sure what the occasion is for that particular paint job on John Gregorio. I didn't get anything other than notice that the special paint job was going to be used by John tonight. But nice looking paint job, and you know what? Thank you, John, for you know, thinking of March of Dimes.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, it's always good as these guys get involved with some of these charities and so forth, and it's just an awesome thing. I tell you what, looking up here toward the front, JD, number 10, John Abbott, looking pretty strong, but I tell you what, the 23 of John Gregorio is just kind of laid back, watching there, closing in one lap after another. Batman, do you have anything for us?
Yeah, Chad Schilling just got word from his crew chief that they're in desperate need of a pit stop. They scraped the wall a little bit, but other than that, Chad has been complaining about a real tight race car. He's running 17th right now in that Huffman Racing car, but they're desperately needing a caution to get that thing in and get some repairs, number 1, and then some changes to that car.
Well, I tell you what, it's too early in the ball game to be going in the pits, that's for sure. And if he goes in the pits now, it's definitely going to hurt him, especially placement out on the track there, Batman.
Yeah, he's gonna ride around, but he's gonna be hoping for that caution too.
Back here in about 11th, 12th place back here, guys. A little bit of racing going on back here. Guy Snyder down here on the bottom, going into turn 1. He's given up about 2 or 3 positions over the last couple of laps. Your points leader up here, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with that 27 car here at Texas tonight. He may be just running these laps out here a little bit. Now we've got, I believe, 135 laps on the board here tonight. 7 laps into this thing already. So Guy Snyder running in 13th position, your points leader here, coming into Texas tonight.
Well, I tell you what, JD, I'd like to make a comment on that. What is a possibility of what could be taking place? You got more?
Huge wreck.
Yeah, we got
guys,
a caution
involving Chad Schilling there in the wreck.
Oh, yeah, and they're all, oh man, Ed Williams takes a big hit too down here. 60 car John Higman Jr. involved. And see if we can't roll it backwards here. And I think John's got it on the E-Wine machine. John, what do we got, bad boy?
Yeah, JD, let's see if we can see what happened. I'm not sure this was him. It might have been a car in front of him. I just happened to see it in the back of my eye here. I got eyes in the back of my head, JD. You probably didn't know that, and I know our race fans didn't. But he's following the 70 car here. Coming in, oh yeah, there's a couple cars collected right in front of him. I don't know if you can find that, Batman, but there's 2 cars that have made contact right in front of that 18 machine. He was just an innocent bystander trying to make it through the hole there and didn't quite make it.
Yeah, that's going to be Jason Elrod of the 70 machine, the 60 machine of John Higman Jr., Eric Arnold involved, Chad Schilling involved. I believe Rob Bolin barely escaped the carnage, but I believe that's going to be your guys who were involved in that wreck. So tough break early on for some of these guys.
I'm going to pull it up one more time. Let's get out of the get into the 70 machine here, see if we can see what happens. He's directly right in front. Actually, that wasn't it either, Batman. There was 2 cars. There was another car in the wall right in front of him, and I missed it again, guys, but really sorry for that. But there was a car right in front of both these cars and just kind of made contact with the outside wall.
Yeah, you know, rolling it backwards on my monitor here, guys. I'm on the 60 car. Just before we cross the start-finish line here on lap 7, it looks like the 60 gets into the back of Eric Arnold in that 47 car. Now, Arnold just basically, it looks like he almost comes to a stop, gets off the throttle, and, of course, Higman back here in that 60 machine, he can't do anything. He's doing 190 miles an hour to Arnold's about 150, 130 miles an hour. And not quite sure what was going on with that 47 machine at that point, but possibly losing electrical and the motor quitting on him right there on the front stretch. But that's what I'm seeing. Of course, that starts the whole thing, the whole melee in behind them, guys.
Well, I tell you what, man, like you were talking about earlier, I'm not quite sure which guy it was, but I tell you what, that pit stop came in to play for that young man that you were talking about earlier that needed to get in and knock a fender away from that tire.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, first caution coming out here at Texas is a lot of them come down pit road, 4 tires and fuel for a lot of them. A couple of them sitting back down there with ball-peen hammers, banging out that sheet metal. Why don't we go ahead and step away? We'll take our first commercial break for the night. You're watching live, ETV Live, Cowboy, Texas Motor Speedway, Real Sim Racing League. We'll be right back.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. And partnered with Nuff World Simulation Gaming, check out the HD Radio Network's Nuff Radio with Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadioNetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude.
All right, we are back live. Texas Motor Speedway working off caution number 1 here. Came out on lap 7. The 60 car of John Higman, 47 of Eric Arnold, kind of starting that whole thing down there. And of course, a whole bunch of other ones involved. But Batman, some more information coming off pit road with John Abbott.
Yeah, JD. John Abbott is the only car out there that did not pit. Keep in mind, he is only on 8-lap-old tires, but still, nonetheless, 4 fresh here are really good. So it's going to be fun to watch how John Abbott takes them off, takes the green, and into turn 1 and 2. You might want to keep an eye on that number 10 Gatorade machine.
4.7 pit stop for Chad Cole, 4.9 for R.J. Williams. I'm thinking that's probably fuel only there. No tires for either one of them. And looking from the, judging from the times here, guys, looks like 4 tire changes for the rest of them. Joey Gattina, I'm showing him with a 2-second pit stop, so I can't imagine a whole lot of. I don't know that a whole lot of gas got into the tank of that 23 machine, or Joey Gattina's machine up there. But tell you what, getting ready to get this thing rolling one more time. Pace car is going to make that hard left-hand turn, head on down pit road. I tell you what, bad boy, why don't we crank this one up? All right, crank that baby up. I'll tell you what, we do it big here on ETV Live. Chad Cole and John Abbott were duking it out up there, but Abbott going backwards now, guys, in that number 10 machine. I remember he stayed out that on that last pit stop, coming off that last caution. So Abbott's tires already showing signs of wear as he's starting to move backwards here with Gregorio and Huffman already going around him. But out in front, Chad Cole, I tell you what, he's working on checking out from the rest of this group already again here, Rick.
I tell you what, Landon Huffman, watching him, got a couple cars going left and right, and I tell you what, he ain't wasting no time trying to get it up to the front as he looks on the inside of, I believe that's going to be the 23 of John Gregorio. It slides right on past him pretty easy. Of course, John's on some not so good tires, but tell you what, Landon Huffman up in second spot there, looking at Chad Cole's bumper, wanting to try to inch in to gain some of those points for the lead and possibly try to get on up there in second place in the points.
You bet. And back here in 6th position, we've got Chalmers Parker up here. He's riding that high line up here, going through turns 1 and 2. Now, something that I noticed during practice session, Rick, is you know, a lot of these guys, when they go into 1 and 2, they get right down near that apron line down there, which is real tricky in its own right. You don't want to get any of your tires across that white line down on the bottom. You will go for an e-ticket ride. But then going off into, actually that was 3 and 4, going off into turns 1 and 2, I see some of them running that middle line up there, not quite the outer line, but kind of in the center of that line there.
Well, I'll tell you what, JD, it's all about who is behind the wheel of that car and what feels good for them. I know that last week, Batman and I both ran here at Texas in our league, and what really works good for me in turn 1 is if I could put them tires real close to that white line, it's like got an edge built down there at that bottom, and that car will stick down in there and allow you to come out of that turn 2 with some full throttle. When you get down there in 3 and 4, pretty close to the same thing, but you got to be easy in that gas, because if you give it too much too soon, coming out of 4, you're going to smack that wall sticking out there, and of course we know how that's going to work on the car.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, up here in the front, guys, 17, Chad Cole giving up the lead to the 75. Chad Cole got real angry coming off that turn back there. getting out of shape there a little bit. The back end almost coming around. I can hear them tires screaming at him, stop, 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 as Huffman takes the lead from Chad Cole. Now, I'll tell you what, Landon Huffman led 140 laps at Martinsville 2 weeks ago, guys. So Landon Huffman showing his stuff early here at Texas tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's looking definitely on the inside of Chad Cole there, and makes a good little pass.
All right. And I tell you what, John Gregorio up here going past the 75 for the lead up here. Gregorio, he took a piece of the wall coming down the backstretch with him, guys. I'll tell you what, John Gregorio's got it hooked up as he goes past the 75 of Landon Huffman here.
Yeah, I tell you what, JD, you're going to see some awesome racing here today. These guys, I tell you, they just run each other real hard in these corners, and just a lot of competition out here on the track.
You bet, and pretty much single file racing for quite a ways back here, guys. Scott Brotherton giving up a position here in 18th to Bill Schoonover. He went flying by him here about a half a lap ago, but I tell you what, pretty much it's single file all the way back to the back, guys. And of course our lap down cars, Eric Arnold and Jason Elrod. Jason Elrod's still sitting on pit road down there, Batman, but Eric Arnold back out on the track. Of course, he was involved in that caution on lap 7 with John Higman Jr. And it looks like John Higman Jr. might have put his car on the hauler and maybe headed for the barn. Let's see if we can't get confirmation from that from Mike Keaton down there on pit road. But tell you what, in the meantime, we're John Gregorio has taken the lead here, 24 laps in the books. And we're scheduled for 135 laps here tonight, guys.
Tell you what, they're going to go by fast. The way these guys are driving out here, they're showing a lot of patience out here this evening, JD. And tell you what, patience is going to be the key here between that and your tires and watching how you do your tires. You know, I noticed earlier Guy Snyder was kind of hanging back, and JD, that's something to keep an eye on. You may see some guys falling back, trying to save those tires as much as they can, because I tell you what, the long run is what you're definitely going to be looking for at this track, and the tire is going to be the factor.
You bet, and you're absolutely right there. 25 laps in the books here at Texas Motor Speedway, so some different kind of strategies working out down there on pit road. Of course, we talked about Chad Cole only taking fuel only along with R.J. Williams, but Batman, you got some more down there on pit road?
Yeah, I found out that John Higman Jr. did, in fact, pull it to the garage. Those guys shut the door on it. They're going to be done for this evening. And Jason Elrod's still continuing to work on his car. They may, in fact, pull that behind the garage. There's a lot of heavy damage to that, but he's sticking with it. But that's news from the guys that was caught up in the last caution.
I'll tell you what, maybe we can try to hunt down John Higman Jr. and get him on the radio. We'll turn the Batman, Mike Keaton, loose on that one. But I tell you what, I want to say hi to everybody over there in the chat room. I know Rick already made the introductions earlier. Cassidy, Doug Roth in the house. Looks like Kayla, Hopper, Mama D. I tell you what a sweetheart, baking them peach pies for Rick Donovan up here in the booth. I'm going to stick my finger in one and get a good look. But I tell you what, Mike Whitehead in the house with us tonight. Glad to have you along for the ride. Now, just a reminder to those of you who may not be in the chat room yet, you don't have to put a password in there. Just put your name in there and push that submit button or login button or whatever it says, and come on in and join us. And also, I want to remind everybody, hey, if you ain't seen it yet, take a look at that EMAX screen, Cowboy. And I'll tell you what, we do feature a race a week on the front page up there on that yellow bar on the rewind section up there on the EMAX page, and then we've also got live broadcasts happening on the EMAX page, but you got to have a pretty stout download rate in order to pull it on the EMAX page. And I'll tell you what, if you're having problems, you can always go to the small screen view, meant for the smaller 4x3 monitors. Of course, the widescreen view always meant for the little larger monitors, guys. But I'll tell you what, watching Landon Huffman out here, guys, in that 75 machine, he's currently running in third position here. But Huffman having a little bit of difficulty coming off the turns here about a lap and a half, maybe 2 laps ago, Rick, as
I
the
tell you
back
what,
end
JD,
starting to get loose.
the 23 of John Gregorio just smacked the wall right through the tri-oval there on the front stretch. It slowed him way down. R.J. Williams was set up perfectly and got right past John Gregorio. So that's definitely going to hurt him until he gets back up to speed. So not going to know how long it's going to be before we know what kind of effect it's going to have on that car. Batman, can you tell us what kind of effect could possibly take place with John Gregorio's car?
He'll develop a push, is what'll happen. Right now he looks a little stable, probably because he took some wedge out that last caution. But he's probably a little bit more tight, as you can hear him letting off a lot more now. So probably put just a little tightness in that right front. He'll wear it out quicker too, as I need to point out.
Yeah, as I can already see, JD, that the 21 R.J. Williams has already pulled away from John Gregorio quite a bit there after he passed him. So definitely he's got some damage there, so I know he's definitely going to be looking for a caution hopefully here soon.
You know, sitting back here in 4th position, guys. Been watching Landon Huffman and Chad Cole. Chad Cole was on the bumper of Huffman up there just a little bit ago as he tries to close the distance one more time going down the front stretch. But I'm watching both of these cars, guys, and the back end, about every other lap, I can see the back end of the 17 starting to come out just a little bit. And, of course, you know, I saw the same thing happening on the 75, so I got a funny feeling. The caution's coming out here again at Texas, guys. Let's see if we can roll it backwards here and find out who brought that one out. I'm hearing it's going to be John Abbott, the number 10 machine, guys, who did not pit that last time out on that last pit stop, or that last caution. So John Abbott bringing this one out here, guys, as we roll it backwards here. But I think John's got it down there on the E-Wine machine.
Let's see if we can cue this up, guys. See what happened here to John Abbott. It looks like he's going to get a little bit of help here. I'm trying to read the number on that car, the 41 machine. Looks like he's going to help him out. He's going to take a massive lick on the outside wall, guys. He's going to take all kinds of damage, that 10 machine. That left front quarter panel is tore up, the left rear quarter panel. He's going to need a lot of help getting that machine back out there, guys.
I tell you what there, John, if you can get a chance, I'm looking through the field here too, if you can go back right before lap 32, watch the 76 car of Keith Brooks as he enters into the pit. I'm kind of scratching my head on this one, guys.
Well, Rick, what happened earlier was 76, Keith Brooks Jr., I watched him, he hit the wall a little bit and developed a huge aero push, and he's been going backwards ever since that. And I think he was coming down the pit because he probably just couldn't take it anymore. He probably felt like that right front was going to blow any minute. And so I believe he was coming to pit and, in fact, tried to spin it out because the caution come out is what happened there. He tried to back out of the throttle and get it out of there before getting that black flag there.
I just wanted to make sure he got some air time there.
Yeah, he came into the pits here, guys. It looks like he just changed his mind at the last second. He couldn't hold on to the car, guys. Caution came out just as right before he hit the commit cone, changed his mind and slid through the grass. So, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that wreck out there, that he wasn't forgot about either on the other side of the track.
Well, you know, you got to give credit where credit's due there, Hello, Dog.
Absolutely. I tell you, sometimes it's like pulling your hair out when you're having a tough time out here. I've had my share of those moments as well. So, tough break there for Keith Brooks, but I hope he gets that thing out there and starts turning some good laps with it.
I'll tell you what, watching these pit road times down there, Jeff Addison, 11.5 seconds for a 4-tire change in fuel, Cowboy. I'll tell you what, that's lickety-split down there on pit road. But it looks like everybody's pretty much taking 4 tires here, and I don't see any short pitting down here at all, guys. But R.J. Williams managed to get out in front of everybody in that 21 machine off pit road. So we'll keep an eye on that action. Why don't we go ahead and step away? We'll take another commercial break right here, right now. You're watching live, ETV Live, Cowboy. It's the only game in town, real sim racing league at Texas Motor Speedway. So don't wander off. We'll be right back. MTCO Communications, dude. I'll tell you what, the only place to get your gaming servers, no contract, month to month. Get gaming tonight with Battlefield 2. Hey, Call of Duty, do it with R Factor, Arca Sim Racing, dude. I'll tell you what, $49 a month, no better deal anywhere. Remote access, virus filters, remote power cycle, no player limit, no bandwidth, dude. Dedicated servers. Hey, do it tonight. Give them a call, 800-859-6826. All right, and we are back live here at Texas Motor Speedway, and looks like Jason Elrod getting the wave around, guys. But Jason Elrod, I'm showing him as being 23 laps down. I think he was involved. He might have been one of those cars that was heavily damaged, involved in that first caution on lap 7 quite a ways ago. But Jason Elrod getting the wave around here as we get ready to fire this thing back up again. R.J. Williams sitting out in front this time around. John Gregorio in second. Chad Cole, Landon Huffman, Steve Ritter, your top 5 on the restart here, guys. So working caution number 2. He came out with the 41 machine and the 10 machine kind of tangling up there a little bit. And gave a lot of these guys an opportunity to come down and get 4 new shoes and a bucket of oats so we can get this thing fired up again here, Rick.
Oh, yeah. Well, tell you what, you need to hear some of that peach cobbler.
What are you
back
eating?
There.
What are you eating, dude?
The peach cobbler that Mama D brought is just off the chain.
Well, it's too late now, Diddy. I'm looking back over at the table, and he's ate the complete pie already.
Oh, that's right.
No.
Yeah. She brought me a peach pie. And, folks, here we go. We got back to green, and I tell you what, John Gregorio got stuck on that outside, and Chad Cole there is running second right now, guys.
You know, John Gregorio, that's the second time that Gregorio got a restart on the outside up there, guys. And, of course, the first time was right at the start of the race. He qualified on the outside of the pole position here tonight. But Gregorio doesn't seem to get a good start off the top side up there for some reason, Rick, as R.J. Williams starts putting the distance between him and that 17 machine of Chad Cole.
Well, you know, I tell you what, JD, John Gregorio, I tell you, he's had some good races, but I tell you, doggone it, he just has the toughest luck. And, you know, earlier when we started the race, he didn't get a good start there. Chad beat him off the start line. And here he is, got a second chance at this, right beside the 21 R.J. Williams, and still gets beat off the start there. So, tell you what, tough luck for that guy. I'd really like to see him get a good race here today.
Yeah, John Gregorio, he's sitting 6th in the points. He's got a win under his belt here in the Real Sim Racing League. I don't recall what track it came from, but he's a heck of a performer for sure. 3 top 5s and 3 top 10s. So Gregorio certainly knows how to put it together and get it up in front here.
Oh,
Watching
the
this
21
battle.
of R.J. Williams there, JD. I hate to disrupt you, but you're getting ready to see the 17 of Chad Cole close in on 21 of R.J. Williams as R.J. just popped the wall as he went by the start and finish line.
Guys, I don't know if you can look back a little bit, Law Dog. Somebody got dog loose there, about 5th or 7th spot there. Man, if he saves that car, he's got to get an award for that.
Tell you what, John, if you look, the 17 car getting ready to get things set up on the 21 of R.J. Williams. Probably going to see him try to get set up as a pass here between 3 and 4. Maybe try to get something set up to get a good run coming off of 4. We may see an attempt to pass right here on the backstretch, or maybe right in before turn 3.
All right, a little bit of action taking place out here at Texas Motor Speedway. I tell you what, 42 laps in the books here as R.J. Williams being pressured for the lead up here. Chad Cole in a 17 machine takes it away from that 21 car. Landon Huffman, of course, he's watching all that take place out there in front of him. Now, Landon Huffman is no slouch either, guys, sitting 3rd in the points right behind Brotherton and Snyder. Now, remember, we talked about that pre-race. Snyder and Brotherton sharing that throne here at Real Sim Racing. So Landon Huffman, he's on the outside looking in here. And I'll tell you what, this could be a big points night for that 75 car, guys.
I tell you what, Landon Huffman, like you say, he's sitting back, and I believe he's been right behind two guys so far that's popped that wall as they went across into that trial over there. So I know he's got to have some white knuckles on that steering wheel, making sure that he don't pop that wall either. So as of right now, you've got R.J. Williams that has popped that wall. You've got John Gregorio that's popped that wall. Now they're holding their ground being up front, but I tell you what, as the race goes on and the tire wear gets even worse on those tires, you're going to see a lot of effects start taking place.
Too wide action back here in front of the 44 machine back here in 15th position, guys. I'll tell you what, as the 88 machine of Adam Roberts gets around him, I'll tell you what, it's still too wide up here in front of him. That's going to be the 3 car of Scott Brotherton, Chalmers Parker in 13th position, that 41 car. And I tell you what, a little bit of racing action being had here with that number 3 of Scott Brotherton as he tries to get his car up there in the top. Oh, as he bangs the wall coming off of turn 4, guys. I tell you what, they're going to knock that wall down before the night's over, Rick.
I tell you what, like I said earlier, that's what you're going to see. They're coming out of this turn 4. You got to get in that throttle right at the right time between 3 and 4, and you got to ease into that throttle. If you get into it too quick and too early, it's going to cause you to push when you come out of that turn 4 there, and you're going to smack that wall. It's hard to do, JD, because you got the adrenaline running. You're catching the guy in front of you little by little, and you know it. So when you go into 3 and 4, you want to try to hit that gas a little bit earlier than what you should, and what ends up happening, you end up smacking the wall.
Yeah, you bet. And Scott Brotherton and that 41 machine up here, Chalmers Parker, have been running side by side here for a while. Brotherton finally gets the advantage and is able to get around the 41. But back here in the back again, watching the 44 car of Rob Bowling being challenged by that 88 of Adam Roberts here, guys. And I'll tell you what, not really a whole lot of action other than that taking place back here on the field. Why don't we go ahead and we'll get a couple of on-air plugs in here, something that I want to talk about, and something I really like talking about is, if I can find my darn script, I wanted to tell you about this virtual racing chassis by Bob Earl Racing. And let me tell you something, if you haven't seen it yet, you got to check this cat out. That's going to be over at BobEarlRacing.com. This is a racing simulation cockpit designed by a real race car driver, Bob Earl, cowboy, a championship driver who knows what a virtual racing chassis should feel like. Not some bench seats.
Whoa, JD,
What?
did you say
What?
a real race car designed this thing?
A real race car driver, absolutely. His name is Bob Earl.
No, come on. Now, how many has he sold?
Oh, dude, you won't believe this. 3,000. He sold 3,000 of these things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? So I tell you what, judging by that alone, check this thing out, cowboy, BobEarlRacing.com, and it sells for $349 plus shipping. It's got a bunch of additional features that you can pick up for additional pricing. But I'll tell you what, ETV Live is proud to endorse this product because it is designed with the avid sim racer in mind by a real race car driver who knows what it ought to feel like. And the seat is fully adjustable, the frame is fully adjustable, and dude, this ain't done by some dude that walked in off the street into a bar with a picture on a napkin. This is by a real race car driver. So check it out at BobEarlRacing.com.
Well, that's pretty cool there, JD. But let me ask you this: have you heard about MTCO.com?
Yeah, MTCO isn't that like a beverage company? What is that?
Absolutely not. MTCO.com is run by our very own Jerry Wolf. He is the man to contact over there for game servers. Hey, listen to this, man. $49 a month, no contracts, no setup fees, dedicated servers. You got to get over there, get signed up. You need a server. I can't believe you hadn't heard of him. MTCO.com.
$49 a month?
And no contracts.
No contracts? Dude.
Heck, I spend more than that a month on beer.
Hey, and there's setups. No setups. Dedicated
and no setup
servers.
fee.
That's
I believe you said
MTCO.com.
Yeah, MTCO.com. Dude, I'll tell you what, As we've got somebody getting into the wall up here, guys. No caution coming out, but I tell you what, it's 30 laps, 53 laps into the race here, guys. As I'm hearing it might be Chris Beck in the 34 machine. Oh, 34 machine, yeah, down here on the apron, guys. It's gonna be Chris Beck and John. If you got it down there on the E-Wine machine.
Yeah, guys, he came out of turn 2 there and took a ton of that wall, moved it out there about 3 foot. Our buddy Paul Klein could probably drive this track now because that turn 2 wall is out there about 3 foot further now, and he's going to take a whole lot of damage.
I believe I heard a little bit of radio chatter between Chris Beck and his crew chief, and I believe Chris may have been checking out mteco.com at that time.
I'll tell you what, Landon Huffman, you know, he's back here in 4th place, and he's been having a heck of a time coming off of turns 3 and 4, guys. I keep seeing the back end of that machine coming around right off the exit of turn 4. So Landon Huffman down here, who led all of the laps, most of the laps at Martinsville a couple of weeks ago, it looks like he's having a heck of a time hanging on to that car coming out of turn 4 here as he heads down into, or turn, I keep getting my turns mixed up. Where's my beer, anyway? Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, wanted to make mention that Keith Brooks Jr. just pulled his car into the pits, having a little bit of electrical problems. He's 10th in the point standings, and also wanted to make mention John Higman Jr., who was running 4th or in 4th in the point standings, is last place, 28th position, 48 laps down, and he is out of the race. So horrible break for John Higman Jr., who is running 4th in the points.
You bet. Tell you what, that'll probably knock him down a couple of blocks for sure. Adam Roberts sitting right behind him in the points. John Gregorio, who's having a pretty good night here in Texas tonight. He's been up in the top 5 from the get-go, guys. So John Gregorio in that 23 machine, March at Dimes, fantastic looking paint job. And big shout out to John Gregorio for sponsoring that machine here tonight. 17 car, Chad Cole up here. I'll tell you what, qualified on the pole here tonight at Texas. He's been fighting back, trying to get back to the front here pretty much all night from the get-go, guys, in that yellow DeWalt machine down here. But right now he's chasing down R.J. Williams, who's been putting on a pretty good show in that 21 car up here in front.
Tell you what, that's what I was just taking a look at. R.J. Williams is doing a heck of a job up front there, but I tell you what, I believe Chad Cole is just pacing himself right now. John Gregorio back there watching and just observing. We got a lot of laps, 60 laps in the book. We got 135 laps total we're doing here, so we're almost halfway, guys.
You bet. And tell you what, back here watching Landon, or David Lanza rather, in that 33 car, 4th position back here. Now he's about 2 seconds off the lead up here, and he's got Landon Huffman behind him, and just went around Landon here just a little bit ago. But Huffman having some problems with that handling on that 75 machine for sure. And of course, then in back of him is pretty much single file all the way back. Not a whole lot of racing action going on, but Rick, I've been, watching some of these guys coming off of turn 4. It just seems like they haven't got it quite figured out yet. I think everybody's going home with, well, we won't call it a Darlington stripe, but what do you call it? The Texas stripe, I guess?
Spur. Spur.
Texas spur.
I tell you what, JD, and hopefully Batman can back me up on this one here. When you are out here running this track, tire wear. You can hit that turn 4, get a perfect exit out of that turn 4 with 3 laps, and all of a sudden, when you get ready to hit it that 4th lap, it's completely different. And that's where you can smack the wall up against the car or so forth. You don't know how well those tires are going to stick coming out of 4 sometimes. And 1 minute the tire is there, the next minute you may have burned the tire up a little bit, going in between 1 and 2 and hitting 1 and 2 a little too hard. So when you get ready to hit 3 and 4, you're going to get a different feel coming out of turn 4. Batman, what do you think?
Yeah, excellent point there. And also too, you got to realize when these cars get or when these tires get start to get a little bit of wear on them, you got to remember that you can't go as hard as you did when they were fresh. So you got to make your adjustment, and that's something that the driver has to do. Crew chief can talk about you know, details all he wants, but it's up to the driver to get into that turn like he's supposed to, and that's about hitting the marks. And as long as you hit the mark and back off and back your corners up, then your middle to exit should be fine.
All right. I'll tell you what, 64 laps in the books here at Texas Motor Speedway, guys. And just checking out that chat room over there. Of course, everybody's still hanging out with us. Cassidy, Doug Roth, and everybody. Paul Klein joining us. Aren't you supposed to be in the booth tonight? I thought we hired you for a broadcaster, Paul.
He's late.
He's late, you know, dude.
I'm not even going to tell you what they do to me when I'm late, Paul. So, tell you what, you got things in store for you.
Yeah, didn't you get the memo, Mr. Klein? Weren't you supposed to be in the booth here tonight on Monday night? All right, and watching Jeff Addison out here in that 94 machine, 8th position, guys. I'll tell you what, he's been banging on the bumper of that 16 Steve Ritter up here in front. 4th position up here inside the top 10, making a run coming through the triangle on the front stretch, going into turn 1. I'll tell you what, Ritter's going to fight back on the top line up here. That 94 is going to get the edge on him down there by the apron, and away he goes. And, of course, that's going to bring Guy Snyder, your points leader, right up behind him. So I'll tell you what, the 27 car, your points leader, Guy Snyder, running in the top 10, guys. A little unusual for Guy Snyder to be running that far back, but still hanging out up here in the top 10, running in 9th.
Tell you what, taking a look up here at the front, R.J. Williams just got a really good lead, about a 1.5 second lead over Chad Cole. But I tell you what, guys, I'm just thinking Chad's just kind of sitting back and he's riding laps. He's got a strong machine, and he's already showed a little bit of that today. But I tell you, I believe you're going to see Chad Cole and John Gregorio team up here before too long. They're going to chase RJ down. RJ's going to see it. He's going to burn those tires up trying to get away from him, and by the time they catch him, it's going to be too late.
You've got Stephen Herring back here showing him in 22nd position. Now, he's the first car one lap down in that number 98 McDonald's machine. So if a caution does come out, he will get the wave around and be able to get back up on the lead lap here at Texas. But I'll tell you what, as things are kind of motoring around here at Texas Motor Speedway, why don't we go ahead and step away, take another commercial break. I'm going to see if I can't con Mama D out of one of them peach pies. So I'll tell you what, cowboy, don't wander off. We'll be right back. All right, and we are live, ETV Live, as it says right there on the back of that number 65 machine. That's being driven by Ed Williams, Jr. Tell you what, thanks, Ed, for running the logo on that sweet-looking machine down there at Texas Motor Speedway tonight. But I tell you what, from here on out, cowboy, you ain't going to miss a thing. You got the side-by-live thing going on. and you won't miss anything. So keep your eye on that little box down there in the lower right-hand corner. When we do cut away for commercials, you know, we do have to pay some bills around here. But I'll tell you what, looking over here in the chat room, half a dozen pies. Oh, no, Mama D, them half a dozen pies, they're gone. All right, that was John Wessling and Rick Donathan who polished them off.
Well, she only brought one. That was mine.
Well, 1 dozen, yeah.
No. Anyway, hey, just want to let you guys know, we got folks out there still watching the broadcast. Just remember, you don't have to put a password in. Put your name in there. Join in on this chat interaction here. Let us see you. Let us call you out. And, heck, we'd like to meet you. Come on in here. Don't be afraid.
Hey, and Law Dog, JD, I don't think you've started advertising this yet.
Hang on, guys. The 5-car in big trouble going down the front stretch. I don't know if we can catch a replay of that one, but the 5-car, Bill Schoonover in 20th position, guys, coming off of turn 4. I'll tell you what, got almost sideways going down the front stretch, got a piece of the grass off the wall, into the grass, keeps it pointed forward. John, can we show that one back to the viewers?
Yeah, let's see him coming out of turn 4 here. Let's see, that 44 car, he's right behind that 44 car. You come out, might have got him a little bit of dirty air here. He's going to slide up to the safer barrier, make contact with the guy. Going to slide, what great car control. He's sideways down the front stretch, then gets through the grass and gets that car straightened back out, JD.
I'll tell you what, that's the good hands move of the night right there. Give it to Bill Schoonover in that number 5 Puma machine. I'll tell you what, Rick, you know, to be able to go through the grass at 190 miles an hour and come out with both tires on the or all 4 tires on the ground and pointing forward, that's a feat all in itself.
Yeah, I tell you what, you might want to keep an eye on that driver when he gets out of the race this evening, and I'm sure he's going to be pulling his race suit out. Well, anyway, 17 of Chad Cole still running in second place, trying to track down R.J. Williams.
You bet. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, John, but I tell you what, I was watching that number 5 machine. I tell you what, man, I was right on the edge of my seat watching him going through the grass there, and I figured, boy, that's got to be worth a second look. But, and of course, Paul Klein, I'm catching up over here in the chat room a little bit and teasing Paul Klein here a little. Well, actually, I'm teasing Paul Klein quite a bit. I tell you what, we need to get that cowboy in the booth over here at ETV Live, and I understand apparently the reason why he's not here tonight, it's ravioli night at his house.
Ravioli, I'll tell you what. And let me guess, are you having some oodles and noodles on the side with that?
Yeah, I kind of wonder if that's Chef Boyardee ravioli.
Hey, it might be Chef Boyardee himself.
All right, tell you what, we probably have what could be green flag pit stops coming our way here, guys. We've run about almost 50-some laps on this set of tires, I believe, Batman. So I believe they're probably going to start breaking off and headed your way, partner.
Yeah, just seen the first one of the green flag pit stops here. David Lanza's down on the pit stop area, and he's going to be taking 4 tires and full tank of gas.
All right, 4 new shoes and a bucket of oats for that 33 machine. David Lanza, he's been running up here in the top 5 for quite some time. But did I just hear the back door open? I think I just heard the back door open, and I
well,
think
you need to lock that back door because somebody's probably trying to come up here and get more stuff off our buffet table there, JD. So lock that door. We got everything in here, so don't just watch that back door.
Just to let you know, Rondé, all the pie's gone thanks to Law Dog.
Hey, they were good, but there's some banana pudding back there.
I'll catch up with him later. Maybe Wednesday night, Friday night. I'll catch up with him.
All right, Ron Day in the house tonight. I'll tell you what, him and Mike Keaton usually calling the action from pit road down there. Of course, Ron showing up here a little bit late. Prior commitment, I'm sure. Welcome to the to Texas Motor Speedway tonight, Ron. Real Sim Racing League. We're about 79 laps into this thing. I'll tell you what, that's been a pretty darn good race so far. R.J. Williams been holding down the Ford up here in front. keeping Chad Cole pretty busy back here in that 17 machine. John Gregorio, Landon Huffman, and now Jeff Addison running in the top 5. We've got the start of green flag pit stops already underway, guys.
I tell you what, it's definitely going to throw a loop into things here today with that green flag pit stops that's going to be in play. So definitely, it's going to be a definite game changer here, JD. Tell you what, Batman, you got more on the green flag pit stops.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see when these leaders are coming down. I don't think you'll see Chad Cole come down until possibly the leader does, or Chad Cole may try to stick it out as long as he can to see if there's a caution, because he's so far behind the leader that him pitting here is just probably going to be real, irrelevant.
I'll tell you
But,
what,
so far, no other takers on pit road so far.
Running about 3.2 seconds behind the lead, Chad Cole in that 17 machine. What he does not want to do is get out of sequence with the leader up there. If you're running that far behind, you don't want to pit any later than the lead does. I wouldn't think, Rick. At least that would be my strategy.
All right, guys. Now I know I just got here, but is it one of those things where maybe they may try to pit a little earlier? Are tires making a big difference here tonight?
Haven't seen any two-tire takers here at Texas tonight at all. Pretty much everybody's been on a four-tire change on their pit strategy, and I believe we're about lap 54, 55 of this run. So it should be any time now. We should be seeing a lot of these guys start heading down pit road, Ron.
Okay, so I was just thinking maybe if some of these guys may pit a little bit early and try to make up some time while the leaders are going a little slower. Yeah, sorry I'm late, JD. They had me pulled over out the track. They thought I was Jimmy Johnson. They were trying to get my autograph, and I kept telling them, man, I got to get to the track. I got work to do. They wouldn't let me in.
Hey, I just want to make the comment right now while we're live on the air that Ron was late, so he has to take the trash out this evening.
Just want to make mention that Chad Schilling just blew up. He is in turn 3 right now. The number 18 car of Chad Schilling, the Huffman Racing team, has blown the engine. Smoke coming behind that 18 machine there. So tough break for Chad Schilling.
Yeah, and guys, tell the 43 to stay out and lead a lap from Doug Roth. He's driving his car tonight, and we guys can you relay that there, Batman?
All right. I'll tell you what, a lot happens up here in a booth behind the scenes, and I'll tell you what, ain't no better fun than right here in the ETB Live booth on any given night. But green flag pit stops pretty much coming our way, guys. 86 laps in the books here at Texas Motor Speedway. And we've got Chad Cole up here being challenged by John Gregorio, but this may be too little too late here. We've got looks like we've got pit stops coming our way, guys.
Yeah, Chad Cole, second place, and John Gregorio is pitting
JD.
That's right.
The Cowboy.
ATV blooper part 33.
Looks like they got a good entry there coming into pit road. Both of them got a good entry coming into pit road there. And I tell you what, this is the part where you're going to see both of them start working together. They're both going to have fresh tires when they come out of here. They're going to be fueled up. And Batman, are they going to be able to make it the rest of the way with a fuel tank here?
Oh, yes, they will indeed. But if there's a late caution, you might see these guys come back in. But I was going to mention that John and Chad there, they communicate with each other and pitted at the same exact time. So pit strategies, both for those guys. Them guys may be working together to try to run that R.J. Williams down.
And I tell you what, John Gregorio with a pit time of 12 seconds flat. Chad Cole a little bit off the pace there, 13 seconds. So not sure what happened, loose lug nut or whatever down there on pit road. But Landon Huffman now coming down pit road as well. Now remember, Landon Huffman put on a good show at Martinsville here a couple of weeks ago, but to tell you what, he's been struggling here at Texas tonight.
Yeah, I tell you what, go ahead there, Batman.
I was just going to say, Landon Huffman had an excellent pit entry there, and pretty good pit stop for him.
You know, I'm taking a look at Landon Huffman's car there to see if he has any damage on that passenger side. due to that wall has been pretty treacherous today here for some of these drivers coming out of turn 4, but doesn't look like he has any damage at all whatsoever, JD, so
Oh, no.
definitely scratching my head on that one.
Oh, no, guys. R.J. Williams, something happened in the pit stop. They held him for just a little bit, JD. I don't know if you can get a time on 21 R.J. Williams pit stop or not, but it looked pretty lengthy, and that's going to hurt. 28 seconds is the pit stop.
Tell you what, Guy Snyder, the number 27, looks like he's coming in for his pit as well, folks. Batman, you got more? It's going to be the number 27, Guy Snyder.
Yeah, Guy Snyder is in the pit entry road right now, Rondé. You got more on that?
Yeah, he's just coming down. Pitted right here, right before the start-finish line, so he's going to get in. Good entry. Only going to be a 2-tire stop. We're going to see if they can come around and bring him 4. They get him up on the wall, and he'll take 4 full tank, and he'll be back on the track. Mark.
Chris Beck, another victim of blown engine tonight, guys. This is the 3rd blown engine that we've seen. Chris Beck down there on the apex, the backstretch, that smoke coming out of the back of that Air Force machine.
All right, as he keeps it off the track, no caution coming out, guys, as he tries to inch that 34 car back around to pit road. He's got some ways to go, and I see the black smoke coming out from behind that machine, out from under the hood. But green flag pit stops underway here, and Adam Roberts in the 88 machine, and that'll be 4 tires of fuel down and out for that 88 car. John Gregorio, when this thing cycles around, is going to pick up the lead from Chad Cole, and Chad is running about 10 seconds, about 10 and a half seconds behind the lead. So. And about a second and a half off of John Gregorio. So I'll tell you what, when they come around, John Gregorio will take the lead. Chad Cole will fall into second. Ron, you got some more?
Guys, Texas is one of the fastest tracks we go to. You run some of the highest RPMs here you do just about any other track, and I think that may be part of the problem what you're seeing with some of these engines blowing. The car we just saw that blew his, it blew right as he was trying to get in the gas coming off the corner.
John Gregorio
now the
spun
other,
out in
the
turn
Huffman
4, guys. John Gregorio just spun out coming out in turn 4. I hate to walk on you there, Rondé.
Oh, John Gregorio bringing out the 3rd caution here tonight, guys. The race leader, John Gregorio, as I pull it back on my machine here and roll it forward here. In fact, sounds like John's already got it. John, what do we got?
Yeah, it looked like he tried to counter steer. He got loose about the center of the corner, and time he got to turn 4, guys, he was whopping that wheel back and forth, just couldn't quite get the handle on it after he pulls a 360 and then ends up down here in the grass, Batman.
I tell you though, if you're looking at that, you said somebody made the All-State Hands of the Race Award. That goes to John. He only went back to 4th spot after that. Somehow or another, he looped it around and didn't hit anything, and got that car straightened out. So awesome job, John.
Tell you what, guys, I was watching there earlier, John Gregorio leading the laps there, and as he went into turn 3, he went in a little hot as he went in, but I tell you what, he knew that Chad Cole was coming. It was getting ready to breathe down his throat, and I know he was just pushing a little bit too much into going into turn 3 there, which caused him to pretty much just drive into the corner too much. So tough break for him, but I tell you what, still being in 4th place there, he's got plenty of time to get back up there and give Chad a good run for his money.
I'll tell you what, 38 laps left in this game tonight, and still quite a few laps left for John Gregorio to turn it around here and get it back up there in front. But I'll tell you what, you're absolutely right. Mike Keaton, the Good Hands Award, going out to that 23 machine, being able to control that car, keep it off the wall, while at the same time going for one of them, what do we call it here? E-ticket ride.
ETV 360, baby.
ETV 360. Yeah, I like that one. That's pretty good. ETV 360 right here live on ETV Live. That's going to be the 3rd caution of the night, guys. Still been pretty darn good race here at Texas Motor Speedway. So as these guys work out their strategy down there on pit road, and John Gregorio collects himself and re-snugs those belts back up. Why don't we go ahead and step away? We'll take a little commercial break right here, right now. Remember, you're watching a Side by Live, so you ain't gonna miss a thing, cowboy. Real Sim Racing League at Texas Motor Speedway. Don't wander off. We'll be right back. All right, we are back live. Real Sim Racing League here at Texas Motor Speedway. And 135 laps on the board, just a handful of them left. In fact, right around 35 or so here as these guys get all cycled out here. Caution coming out for the third time. On lap 97, 23 car going for one of them E-ticket, what do we call it? ETV 360 down the front stretch here coming off turn 4. So John Gregorio getting it collected back up. He's got 4 new shoes and currently going to restart here in 6th position. So drop back 3 or 4 spots here. He's got a whole bunch of them have to work up through to get it back up to the front up there. John Gregorio sitting in 6th in the overall points. He's about 30 points off the leader, Guy Snyder, who has not been having the race that he wanted to have here tonight, but Guy Snyder has found himself up here in the top 5 guys. Guy Snyder will be restarting in 3rd.
Yeah, it's going to shook things up a little bit with Chad Cole out there and Jeff Addison and Guy Snyder, some of the guys that haven't been running up there, and Adam Roberts and Chris Westerfield. So it's going to be interesting to see how they start back green here.
You bet. I'll tell you what, why don't we go ahead and crank this one up one more time.
Flipping down the backstretch, guys.
Yeah. All right, and I'm hearing R.J. Williams. Batman, sounds like you were right on top of that. Tell us what happened, dude.
Yeah, R.J. Williams flipping down the backstretch, guys. The big one at Texas here. A lot of cars involved. Thomas Parker, John Abbott, Scott Brotherton. Go ahead, Rondé.
Yeah, guys, off of 2 here. He started to get back in the throttle and just got a little bit away from him. He overcorrected and nosed it right into the wall and collected, like you said, 5 or 6 guys right there. Tough break. Had the race won earlier, it looked like, and now he's gonna be headed home.
Dude, that's the E-ticket ride of the night right there. How many times? There's a trivia question. How many times did that car tumble down the backstretch, guys? Wow, look at that 21 car just gets pounded and comes off the wall and just goes almost end over end here going down the backstretch. But go ahead. What do we got? We got more?
I count 8.
8, 8 times. I'll
What do I
tell you
win?
what, man, that's a ride and a half there, John. I think we've got it on the E-Wine machine, bud.
Yeah, guys, I got on a in car with Ed Williams Jr. as he flew through that. He actually literally ducked his head as he's going through there. He's afraid he's going to get his roof caved in as he went through there, guys. But you can actually watch his head. He just ducked underneath the steering wheel.
Wow. All right, that's going to be caution number 4 here at Texas Motor Speedway, Cowboy. And that's pretty much going to do the 21 car in for the night, I believe, guys. There's just way too much damage on that R.J. Williams machine for tonight. But Chad Cole's still your leader out here. Guy Snyder, Adam Roberts, Chris Rusterfield, David Lanza up here in the top 5. So and that comes at about lap. I think that happened on lap 102, I believe. So 4th one for the night here at Texas, guys.
Tell you what, I'm sure old John Gregorio is sitting back here in the 6th spot, loving this. 103 laps here. That means we've only got probably 130, well, actually about 32 laps left. He may get on up there to the front, guys. We may see some battling out, but I tell you, Guy Snyder sitting in that 2nd place spot, looking at the back door of Chad Cole. And I tell you what, Chad hasn't been real good on start-offs today, so it'll be pretty interesting to see if Guy Snyder beats him on the start.
Now, Guy Snyder started 12th, Rick, here at Texas tonight, and early on looked like he was having some major issues with that machine. But through some good pit strategy, working with his crew chief, managed to put that car up into the top 5. So we'll see what Guy Snyder has for Chad Cole up here on the restart. And want to remind everybody, if you want to watch this thing again, guess what? You can do it over at etv-eplay.net. And hey, Cowboy, while you're there, check out the EMAX screen, dude. A full 1280 by 720 high-resolution playback. And I tell you, what we do is take a race a week, and we just throw the link up there, kind of a rewind thing, check it back in time, and have some fun for a week watching a race that was recorded in high def. And of course, check out the EMAX screen on the live page. You can go back to the redirect page and click on that EMAX link down there, and it'll take you to the huge screen down there. Got a pop-out chat box for you down there as well. And you can, if you've got a high-speed connection, and you can pull the bit rate, dude, I tell you what. Watching that EMAX screen, Rick's like watching big screen TV.
That's right. I tell you what, all the thing you need now is your peanuts there, and just every once in a while get your husband or get your wife to walk by and say cold drinks and hold up $1. So I tell you can't beat that.
Yeah, unfortunately around my house, I sit in my office chair here and watch it, and I hold up my hand with, and somebody hollers, beer, peanuts. I got to hold up a $10 bill at my house.
Yeah, I'm sure your wife works in law enforcement, John. So I'm sure if you yelled at her for a beer,
that's JD.
she would probably give you the finger.
Yeah, but my name is JD, not John. Of course, I got to keep putting post-it notes all over Rick's desk over here in the booth.
Well, JD, you guys, that has got to be one of the coolest wrecks I've ever seen. I pulled that up in slow motion. My gosh, that's got to be the coolest wreck I've ever seen on ETV, and I've been doing this almost 9 years now.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll take a look at the replay after the race is over with. Maybe we can grab some footage and have a... we got to start doing one of these just a damn minutes again here eventually. But I'll tell you what, getting ready to get this ball rolling one more time. Chad Cole's going to pick up the green flag. As the green flag comes out, and we're back to racing. Guy Snyder in that 27 car up on top. Remember, he was behind pretty much the entire race, guys. And through pit strategy, found himself up in front, now challenging for the lead up here with Adam Roberts in the 88 machine in behind him. And here comes the 33 car, almost getting out of shape with the 31 side by side. I tell you what, they're starting to kick it up a notch here, Rick.
Tell you what, Chad Cole got a really good start there, and Guy Snyder, not sure what's going on there. but he looks like he's got a slow start. I'll tell you what, take a look back.
We're wrecking on the front stretch. 33 into the 88 machine, down the front stretch, guys. Oh, I seen that one coming, and more cars involved. I tell you what, almost looking like a 3-wide situation. The 88 car comes flying past the 33, going into the turn, then coming off of turn 4. 33 gets sideways into the 88 machine and pushes him down the front stretch here, guys. And then the rest of them start wrecking. John, we got to pull up on the E-Wine machine.
Yeah, guys, I just happened to be in the cockpit of that 33 machine. Watch that all unfold here. The 88-33 Tango here. And, makes contact with the 14 car. He slides to the outside wall. 43 car comes in and nails the 3. Wow. What a mess at Texas Motor Speedway, guys.
Wow, I tell you what, like I said, Cowboy, they're starting to take it up a notch here in Texas, big time. That's going to be caution number 5 here coming out, and so some major damage to that 33 car. And I tell you what, he even gets pounded again and goes for one of them pirouette e-ticket rides right here on the front stretch for everyone to see, Rick.
Tell you what, that was a heck of a situation there. I was just taking an in-car look at the cockpit of Landon there, and I tell you, he did a really good job working himself through there. But go ahead, Ron.
That's what I was going to say, man. He got right there clear of the grass. He made that left-hand turn sharp, but he missed his teammate, and I believe that was the 88 coming right for him. He floored it and just barely missed him. That was a good piece of driving, I'd say.
And, John Gregorio faking a pit stop. Of course, John back here in 5th position, guys. I don't know if he faked anybody out, but it almost looked like John Gregorio was going to head down to pit stop to 2nd of it. Perhaps that was a call by the crew chief as he stays out on the track, guys. But looks like a whole lot of them behind him coming down pit road, Mike.
Yeah, indeed they are. Surprised to see some of the leaders stay out, but a lot of them taking advantage of that late caution here because tires are so important. And I have to make mention that the last caution was on 102, but none of the leaders pitted, but lap 97 was when the last time leaders pitted. So it's going to be interesting to see 4 versus about 15 lap old tires.
Yeah, you got that right. And I'll tell you what, I just lost my feed here.
JD, you don't have to worry about it. I mean, Doug Ross' car got wrecked, and he just fired everybody. So I guess we're just going to shut down the broadcast.
That's it. That's it. We're done. Pull the plug.
He fired
We're done.
his driver, and he fired everybody.
I'm surprised it took this long.
All right, I'll tell you what, havoc happening out here at Texas Motor Speedway for the 5th time, guys. But I'll tell you what, with about 27 more laps to go, why don't we go ahead and we'll step away. We'll take a real quick one right here, right now. Don't forget, you won't miss a thing. Get that side-by live going here, and we'll take a quick break. So don't wander off. We'll be right back.
Dig. Hard as you can go all the way to the wall, dig. Back to speed. Tires looked awesome too, bud. And then there at the end, you were mowing down those guys pretty quick. All right, guys, bearing down on your 20, hard and fast. You've been doing an awesome job. We'll get us one tonight.
Hey, car's pulled off. Flag, green flag.
we're oh man, I tell you what, you know, if we could just sneak a microphone in here during the commercials here, the stuff that takes place off the air, Cowboy, I tell you what, that's one of them. What would you call it? An R-rated broadcast for later on, late night TV?
They would probably put us on the late night of HBO at that point in time there, JD.
I tell you what, well, I won't even repeat what was being talked about. But anyway, Hopper, I'll tell you what, dude. Let me see. I can take a look at it. I'll try to locate that and see if I can't put it. I don't know if it'll be Chariots of Fire soundtrack. I typically don't like to do any copyrighted stuff. But I got some chamber music that would probably sound pretty good. Maybe a waltz that we could find and put that to. But I'll work on that. But getting ready to go green here again, Cowboy. I tell you what, for the last time, why don't we crank this one up for the audience again here at Texas Motor Speedway? Chad Cole picks up the green flag.
I don't know who was talking about Chad Cole not getting good restarts tonight, but all three of them that I've seen him do have been pretty spectacular, I have to say.
Tell you what, some racing action happening out here. I'm with Guy Snyder in 5th position back here in that 27 machine. I tell you what, duking it out with number 10 John Abbott, and then back into that number 10 car, absolutely tore up. As 27 getting loose coming off of turn 4, almost breaking it loose going around, but saves it. I tell you what, good hands move again here. Guy Snyder, your points leader, losing positions here, going down the front stretch, able to hang on to that machine. I'll tell you what, outstanding move by that 27 car. In the meantime, out in front, I'll tell you what, been watching John Gregorio he's fighting back from an issue here a few cautions ago, working himself back up. Caution's coming out again, and I'm hearing it's the number 85 machine, guys. It's going to be Nathan Bowers going around here on lap 114. Looks like he might have had some help. Almost looks like 3 wide, trying to go 3 wide down the backstretch. And the 16, looks like he might have tangled with the 16 here a little bit, John, and just get slammed by the 88 car and the 69. And I think we got it pulled up on the E-Wine machine.
Now, guys, let's see if we can cue this back, see what's happening. They're almost 3 wide, and the 85's trying to push it here. Looked like the 85 got in that hole there and decided to back out last second. Said, oh, that's not such a good idea. But then it ended up causing a bigger mess, as the 88's going to plow that 85 machine, going to knock that door in worse than what it already was. And, yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what, some carnage happening, piling up out here at Texas Motor Speedway, Cowboy. I tell you what, the 85 car just tore up to shreds here. But I tell you, 115 laps in the books here at Texas. And Rick, I suppose we probably just should have started this broadcast at lap 110 or so.
Oh, I'm going to tell you what, JD, I just saw John Gregorio. I would think that he just faked out Chad Cole thinking he was going into the pit. John can rewind that back on the rewind. That was an awesome move. John Gregorio up in the lead, but I tell you what, on his back door, he's got Landon Huffman. But now I tell you, if you look at the front right fender of Landon Huffman, he's got some damage there, and I know it has affected him here today.
You bet, and I tell you what, Landon Huffman staying out behind John Gregorio. Chad Cole opting for a quick stop down on pit road, and giving up the lead here with about well, we got about 15 laps to go, 10, 12 laps to go here at Texas. So not quite sure what was going through Chad Cole's mind as his crew chief pulls him down on pit road. Keep an eye on his pit stop down here. 2 tires on the right side for sure. And it'll be a 2-tire change, 6.1 seconds, guys. So Chad Cole going to have to restart a little deeper in the pack this time, guys, as your pole sitter comes out of pit road here, and it sounds like he's going to be starting 5th, John.
Ron
I'll
Davey.
take it.
Oh.
This one, yeah, when we saw Chad Cole come down there, I think like Rick was talking about, he may have got faked out a little bit, but we know he's been bad fast all night, and so he's going to restart 5th. It looks like here, 5th or 6th, and trust me, he's hungry. He's been running good the past few weeks. He is motivated right now. He wants to get him and his team a win. I'd see him come to the front pretty quick, guys. He just needs to stay out of trouble.
Now, Ron, I want to go back and talk to you about some things that we saw a little earlier before you came in late tonight. Now, earlier, the 21 of R.J. Williams was running up front, and the 17 of Chad Cole was on the outside. Wasn't getting some good starts, but I will have to agree with you. Here lately, he's been getting some really good starts off the front. And I tell you, right now, he's in the position of 6th place, fresh tires. Guys, we're going to see this gentleman come to the front. Keep an eye on him.
Well, one more thing about the 2 tires, I don't know what his car's really been doing the whole race. It's been tight or loose or what, but those 2 tires are definitely going to make it looser, especially right here the first 10 or so laps. So if he needed it loosened up, that may have been the perfect timing, the perfect move for them to make.
All right, and tell you what, keeping an eye on the chat room over here, and word has it that we're working John's ass off over here in the booth. What does that mean? Isn't that why he gets paid the big bucks?
Well, Doug Roth, he started it all, JD. I'm going to stick to my story. He's talking about this is an R-rated show, but his internet's not even good enough to pull the stream, so he would have missed all the good stuff, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, we saved that for a much higher resolution. Oh, man, I tell you what, 117 laps in the books here at Texas Motor Speedway. They get this baby rolling. I think we'll have about 16 more to go here. And I think they're going to turn the pace light, the lights off on the pace car here this time by, so we'll have 1 to go. And if you want to watch this one again, I'll tell you what, etv-eplay.net, cowboy. Corn dogs and Coronas. Invite your friends, your buddies, your in-laws, the outlaws. Heck, you can even have your sister, your brother, your mother come on over and watch the E-plays with you and have some fun. So get on over there.
Emax, JD.
Oh, yeah, on the Emax screen. I'll tell you what, watch them in the Emax playback window. Emax screen, full high resolution 1280 by 720, and let me tell you something, cowboy. We are the only ones out there doing it. We are the best. We are the leader in sim broadcasting, always pushing the bar just a couple of notches forward as everybody else stands up and pays attention to ETV Live. But I tell you what, back out here on the track, John Gregorio going to pick up his first green flag of the night here tonight. But he's got Landon Huffman on the outside as we get to rolling one more time here at Texas. Hopefully this is going to be the last time, guys. And where is Chad Cole, guys?
Tell you what, Chad Cole is right there behind the number 10 of John Abbott as they're going into turn 1, but he's up on the high side, so it's definitely going to hurt him. But going to get a heck of a run coming off that corner as he's passing the number 94 of Jeff Addison as they're going into turn 3 and 4, still on that upside. Coming around, don't want to get too close to that wall and collect it, but I tell you what, side by side down the front stretch, ain't got enough to get by him. He's going to settle down right in behind the 94 of Jeff Addison.
Making a pit stop back there on lap 114, guys. The 17 car, the Walt machine out there, your pulsator, Chad Cole, fighting hard to get back up to the front, but Landon Huffman putting pressure on the 23 machine, John Gregorio up here in front. I'll tell you what, 0.2 of a second right on the bumper of that 23 machine. Landon Huffman, he's sitting 3rd in the points, guys, and Scott Brotherton, Guy Snyder share that throne together coming into Texas here. So Landon Huffman looking for a huge points lead here tonight going home from Texas. But still keeping an eye on that 17 of Chad Cole back here, and he's trying to work it out here, going down the backstretch, trying to get around the 94 machine. Somebody got into the wall up there. I couldn't see the car number, but Chad Cole in that 17 working them off, trying to get that thing back up in the front here. So Chad Cole currently running in 4th position.
27, Guy Snyder wrecking on the front stretch right there into the tri-oval. Looks like he got a little bit sideways coming out of 4 there. He just couldn't couldn't correct the car there, JD, and it looks like that's the only car that was involved.
I tell you what, this might be the night that Landon Huffman was looking for. The 27 machine goes around. John, show us what we got.
Yeah, let's see what happens. They're coming into, I believe this is 1 and 2 here, guys. Coming out of turn 2. He's down on the apron, got them left wheels. He slides up just a little bit here. He keeps getting loose as he sees that wall getting closer and closer. He's sideways. He's about got it saved here. Goes left, goes right. That 31, I believe that's Monster Energy behind him here, guys. Wow, just gets loose, smacks the outside wall. He almost had it saved, guys. Gets up on 4 wheels, coming across the start-finish line.
Yeah, guys, I have been watching him since I've been here, and he's fighting a loose condition, and looks like it just best of him there. I don't know. He came down pit road that last pit stop, that last caution, but I don't know that they were able to make any changes to help him.
All right, Guy Snyder, your points leader, going around here. I'll tell you what, and that's just what Landon Huffman was hoping for, is Landon Huffman's crew chief jumping up and down on his pit box down there at Cowboy. I'll tell you what, that's going to move Landon Huffman up in the points for sure tonight if he can manage to stay up there behind John Gregorio. But, Rick, I'll tell you what, quite a finish we're having here at Texas Motor Speedway tonight.
Well, I tell you what, you talking about jumping up and down on the toolboxes. Tell you what, Chad Cole, his whole crew over there is jumping up and down. Now they are going to be sitting right in behind John Gregorio on this restart in that third place position. He's going to have the opportunity to have that inside when they drop the green flag here. So he's been having some really good starts on those green flags. So definitely watch for him. He's on fresh tires, guys. He has still got fresh tires. And remember, John Gregorio did not go in the pit, but I'm unfamiliar with Landon Huffman. Batman or Ron, have y'all got more as far as his tire condition right now?
Not this caution, but the one before.
He did pit.
Yeah, he did pit, so his tires are going to be just a little bit fresher on this restart, guys. So I tell you what, this battle is starting to heat up out here. Now, one other thing I'm looking at here, remember John Gregorio, he started outside the pole, outside of Chad Cole up here at the start of the race here tonight. But, you know, he got cycled back to the back, had to work his way forward by quite a bit, actually. And he's had a couple of restarts on the top up there, but a little bit slow reaction on the gas pedal, has not gotten a good start on restart. So we'll have to keep an eye on this, as he'll be picking up the green flag when we come back around and get this thing rolling again. So I tell you what, Landon Huffman's certainly sitting in a catbird seat, but then the 17 car, Chad Cole, your pole sitter, I'll tell you what, this is going to be an exciting finish for sure.
Tell you what, Eddie, let me throw another monkey wrench into the fire here. If you will notice the last few laps at 23 of John Gregorio, he has been strong on the straightaways. Now, the 75 of Landon Huffman, he has been strong in the corners. But as soon as they open it up to the straightaways, I've noticed John Gregorio opening the lead up on him by maybe 2 car lengths. But now, I don't know if Chad has been affected at all by anything. I know that Landon has some damage to the front right of his corner of his car, which may be affecting him in the long run. But he's definitely got Gregorio in the corners. Batman, you got more.
Absolutely. This is what I see, Rick, from my perspective. I see John Gregorio and Chad Cole. If you remember earlier, they played pit strategies with each other. They talked to each other on the radio. They said, let's pit together. They pitted together. They're friends. They're allies. Landon Huffman, no other Huffman racing guy up there. Chad Cole, John on the mics together. They're probably going to get a good start with each other, and you might see those guys win too. JD?
Yeah, you know what? You might be right there. As I watch these guys come around, and we'll get the one to go, and the pace car crosses the start-finish line this time around. Now, just a reminder, Chad Cole, he pitted that last time around, and actually 2 times ago, and short pitted, 2-tire change for him, so just right-side tires. His left-side tires are going to be as old as the rest of them out here. So we'll have to see how that pays off for that 17 machine of Chad Cole. But I'll tell you what, getting ready for an exciting finish here at Texas Motor Speedway, guys. And again, I want to remind everybody in the chat room, you don't need a password to come in. So, you know, anytime you want to join us here on ETV Live, hey, feel free. And check the schedule out, racing schedule available at etv-eplay.net. Click the link at the top of the page up there. I'll tell you what, tons of racing coming your way live on ETV Live, guys.
Hey, JD, just a little secret. There's going to be a big sale on broadcasts coming out. Shh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't tell anybody, but we're getting a big discount away on some broadcasts. You can check it out here in about, maybe tomorrow sometime. We'll have some updates on the webpage, but, yeah, don't tell anybody. All right.
Does that mean we're getting a raise?
Are we live now? Does that mean we're getting a raise? Raise? No. All right, we're about ready to get this thing going one more time here, guys. And I tell you what, duke it out here at Texas Motor Speedway, big time. John Gregorio almost jumps the flag here as the flag comes out. 75 getting a big start up here on the front, side by side, going into turn one. And Huffman is ahead of John Gregorio. Going to beat him through the turn here? Nope, ain't going to do it. As the 23 fights back on the bottom and goes around to 75, bringing the 17 of Chad Cole with him, guys.
Tell you what, Chad Cole just barely got in between John Gregorio and Landon Huffman there. But I tell you what, like Keaton said, there they go. They're starting to work together. Huffman still trailing right behind the 17 of Chad Cole. But I tell you what, we're going to see one heck of a finish here, guys, as they're going into turn one.
I tell you what, John Gregorio, again, did not get the restart. And I think the reason why is because he gave it up. Tried to jump the green flag, and they told him to back it off and had to backpedal a little bit as the 17 now giving the position up to the 75 up here in the front. 94 car, Jeff Addison coming alongside the 17 out of turn 4, 2x2 down the front stretch.
Tell you what, Chad Cole's gotten stuck on that outside line out there, and that is not the line that's working right now. He is still up there. Now the 31 of Chris Westerfield has got up underneath him, and now the 16 car of Steve Ritter is looking at the inside of him. So, hey, guys, he's going in reverse.
3 wide, backing out of a 16 car. Steve Ritter backing out of that 3 wide situation, going into turns 3 and 4 here. Coming out the front stretch as Cole gets a little bit out of shape. And the 31 machine, Chris Westerfield, tries to gain back control of his machine, almost getting out of shape as well. So I tell you what, you talk about lead footing it through the turns here tonight, as we've got 5 laps to go here, and John Gregorio is about a half a second, a little better than a half a second out in front of the 75 machine of Landon Huffman, guys. Jeff Addison now sitting in 3rd position. Chad Cole slipping back a notch. Remember, he started up there in the front, or in 3rd rather, and having some difficulties on this run here. They're going to set him back here a little bit. But I'll tell you what, the fight is up here in the front with John Gregorio, and I'll tell you what, he's gaining distance on Huffman, Rick.
I tell you what, I'd like to see him settle down just a little bit. Not much, but just a little bit. He came out of turn 4 there, smacked the wall, went into 1 and 2, and as he was coming out of 2, he bounced off the wall again, and as you can see, he just hit the wall again. He's going to have to stay off that wall there in order to keep pace, or otherwise Landon Huffman is going to catch him.
Yeah, you know, they're building Landon Huffman's not able to turn the same lap times as Gregorio up here. Gregorio tangles with the wall even going down the back stretch, guys. So Gregorio's got better than a half a second lead over the 75 machine. 75 doesn't look like he can get any more speed out of that machine. So Gregorio can actually start taking a little bit of a breather here a little bit as the laps start winding down with 2 to go, guys.
I tell you what, Landon Huffman, I know that he wishes that he didn't have that damage on the front right because it's really killing him on his straightaways. But I tell you what, the 94 of Jeff Addison is inching his way up on Landon Huffman there. He may have enough to get past him before we end this race, JD.
You bet. I'll tell you what, 7/10 of a second in front of Landon Huffman. Gregorio pouring the coals to that 23 machine up here in front. But Chad Cole slipping back to 5th position back here. He's fighting for it here with the 16 machine. The 16 up on the top. That's going to be Steve Ritter. And I'll tell you what, Steve Ritter doing what he can to hang on to that top 5 finish up here. But I tell you, Chad Cole, the upset of the night, certainly looked like he was going to have something for John Gregorio up here. but couldn't put it together here. Oh, as the 16 gets into the wall, 16 into the wall coming off the turn, and that's going to upset Chad Cole quite a bit, guys. Cole being passed up. This is not the night that Chad Cole was looking for. We are the last lap coming around, guys. And I'll tell you what, we've got a battle for second. There's Jeff Addison and Steve Ritter back here, guys. That's pretty much the only significant battle happened, or actually Landon Huffman, rather. But the 94 machine of Jeff Addison is going to beat him to the line here, guys, as we end this thing with Jeff Addison for second place, John Gregorio, Jeff Addison, Landon Huffman coming in third, guys.
Tell you what, heck of a race there right between the second place between Jeff Addison and Landon Huffman. Got to give hats off to Jeff because, you know, he had his hands full trying to pass Landon Huffman.
Yeah, you bet. I'll tell you what an exciting finish here at Texas Motor Speedway, Real Sim Racing. And I'll tell you, you want to check these guys out, realsimracing.com. And a good bunch of guys, James Gregorio, Landon Huffman, Addison, all these guys, you know, check the league site out over there, realsimracing.com. But I'll tell you, John Gregorio is the surprise of the night. Didn't think he had it in him, but John Gregorio going home with the big one here at Texas Motor Speedway, guys.
Well, I tell you what, JD, he's been running good here in the last few races. He's had a few minor things to happen with some bad luck, but I tell you, happy for him to have a good win here today. He is well deserved and well been needed for him.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, as we watch John burn off what's left of his tires down there on the start-finish line, why don't we go ahead and step away? We'll take a commercial break, and we'll get ready for the post-race show here at Texas Motor Speedway. So, hey, don't wander off, cowboy. We'll be right back.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. And partnered with Nuff World Simulation Gaming, check out the HD Radio Network's Nuff Radio with Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadioNetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude.
All right, and welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway, Real Sim Racing League. And I tell you what a race here at Texas Motor Speedway, guys. And I'm standing in Victory Circle with none other than John Gregorio. And John, you started outside on the front row up here with Chad Cole, but you know, the early part of the race didn't look like you were getting the restarts that you had hoped to get, and started going backwards here a little bit. Tell us about the first part of your run here tonight at Texas.
Yeah, I was kind of struggling on the restarts tonight. I just, for some reason, wasn't timing them correctly, and I'd let a few cars go by me. So I would have to just fall behind and just work my way back up. So I kind of hurt myself tonight doing that.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, you know, through some pit strategy, able to gather it back up, and you spent the last, say, 30% of the race up there in the top 5. And I'll tell you what, some fantastic pit stops down around pit road. Strategy working out for you tonight in the last half of the race?
Yeah, I I wasn't sure I'd be able to hang on to top 3 after that last stop where I decided to stay out, but I was kind of thinking about all the races this season where guys have stayed out, and then at the end there's a lot of wrecks, and they're able to coast home into a good finish. So I was hoping that would happen tonight, and it did. There was a few cautions at the end that really saved me, and then there was only like 9 laps at the end to run, so that really did help me out.
All right, hey, you know, it even happens to the big guys on Sunday afternoon, so congratulations to the win tonight. And any shout-outs out there you want to give?
Yeah, I want to thank Cody Parker and Parker Motorsports. It's his first win for our team, so that's nice. And then the Marsha Dimes Foundation, they help babies who are born premature, so if you got $1, donate it, help babies.
You bet. And I tell you what, you know, thanks for running that special paint job tonight. And we were able to show everybody that March Dimes paint job on that machine of yours tonight. And congratulations on the win, going home with the big one. I'm going to throw it on down pit road just a little bit. I believe Rick Donathan's standing by with our second place finisher, Jeff Addison.
I tell you what, you talk about paint jobs. I'm standing here with the second place finisher, number 94, driving the NASCAR Hall of Fame car, Jeff Addison. Jeff, you qualified 4th and ended up finishing 2nd. You got to be happy with the finish here.
Oh yeah, I'm happy and had a lot of fun. You know, it's always fun to race a race like this with a great bunch of guys, and just finally getting up to the front now.
Jeff, let's go back just a few laps there. You had Landon Huffman in front of you. You knew you were going to have your hands full trying to get by him. Take us back to that lap there, trying to take that second place away from him.
Well, first of all, I was terrible on restarts and good on long runs, so I had to get going before I could really start moving forward. I did have just a little bit better runs through 3 and 4 than Landon, and paid off in the end. Maybe a few more laps, might have had a win.
Fantastic. I'll tell you what, you've done an excellent job wheeling that machine around here at Texas Motor Speedway. Any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm part of the Huffman Racing team, so these are some great guys to share a team with, and of course, thanks to the NASCAR Hall of Fame, you know, they sponsor me too.
Fantastic. Well, good job today, and good job on that second place, and we'll see you next week. I'm going to pass the mic on up to Mike Keaton, that's with our third place finisher.
Yeah, here with Landon Huffman. Landon had a good job with you guys qualifying there. I see R.J. Williams qualified real good. You did. Jay Horton did. Heard Jeff Addison's on the team. You guys qualified good, but most of you guys didn't finish good. But you landed 3rd today. How you feel about that?
Oh, I feel good. I mean, it's always fun to come out here and run a race that's, you know, mostly green. I know we struggled at Martinsville, but that's Martinsville. I mean, Texas was pretty good to us. Yeah, I think pretty much everybody on the team was quick. I just ran into some bad luck there at the end, and I actually thought I was going to be towards the back of the finishing for the team, but I ended up getting lucky there, missing some wrecks, and pit strategy paid off there. I think me and Jeff rolled down when Chad and them didn't and got some tires. And then the next caution, they rolled down and we stayed out, and then got a couple cautions there towards the end. But I wasn't as good as Gregorio. I was there for a couple laps, and then I burnt my stuff up. And I actually thought he was going to come back to me. He smacked the fence like 2 or 3 times in the last 6 or 7 laps. But I got to give it to Jeff. He's a good, clean racer, and he got by me there at the end. It was a lot of fun.
You got any shout-outs you'd like to give there?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the guys at Huffman Racing. We get in here and have a good time, and good group of guys to hang out with. And Sim Seats, www.sim-seats.com. And I got somebody new on board now for the rest of the season. Haven't worked out a paint scheme yet, but Fast Track Sims are going to come on board here at the end of the season, so I'd like to give him a shout out as well.
Awesome job for Landon Huffman tonight. Landon's 3rd in the point standings with a bad finish by Scott Brotherton, bad finish by Guy Snyder. This might be your next points leader right here. Landon Huffman finishing 3rd.
All right, I tell you what a wild night here at Texas Motor Speedway, guys. And Rick, Guy Snyder, and Scott Brotherton sharing the throne coming into Texas tonight. But Landon Huffman with a terrific finish tonight here at Texas might have enough to overtake you know, those positions up there in front. We won't know until the official results are in, but quite a race here at Texas tonight.
Indeed. I tell you, JD. Oh, talking about Guy Snyder, I tell you, he had a little bit of some bad luck wheeling that machine around here. It seems that he was dealing with a loose car, but it's definitely going to be a battle, and the points are getting very interesting right now. So at the end of the season, it's going to be interesting to see who's at the top.
You bet, and I'll tell you what, it's a real pleasure to be doing business with these boys. Real Sim Racing League. Check them out at realsimracing.com. This is the Full Throttle Cup Series, guys, here on ETV Live every Monday night. And you can check out the racing schedule over at ETV Live. Just etv-eplay.net, and a ton of racing coming your way even this week. Thursday night Thunder. The Saturday night VSR Harold Lowry Super Speedway Series, Sunday night Road to Pro. We got something going on Friday night this week. I think it's No Bull racing this week as well. So you know what? Just a ton of racing happening here at ETV Live. Also, as John Westling mentioned, we've got a special deal coming up. And I'll tell you what, we'll have the terms and conditions of that huge discount that ETV Live is going to be offering here just shortly. So be sure to check that out here in the next couple of days. So for Joey Gattina and John Abbott and all the boys here at Real Sim Racing League from Texas Motor Speedway, we'll see you next time on ETV Live.
Buckle